Hi, everybody. Just wanted to record this short video because you've taken your first assessment, and I've graded that assessment. And so I'll be sending that back to you shortly. And I'll be sending that in a Canvas message with a scan of your paper assessment with writing on it from me. And so I just wanted to give you an idea of what to expect and what you're looking at when you see scores, because again, my grading system isn't exactly a traditional grading system. So give you an idea of that, and then talk about as we move forward, where are the opportunities for you to improve on those scores. So share my screen. So first of all, when you get your assessment back from me, you're not going to see a score at the top. We talked about this in the past, how you've got five standards on this assessment. And so I'm going to give you a score for each standard. So this is the layout of the assessment. There were 10 questions. There were multiple questions for some of the standards. And so in general, I'll put the score for the entire standard next to the last problem. So if you look on standard one, uh, the first page does not have any scores on it because there's more standard one questions on the next page. So next to problem number four, I put your score for standard one, and you can see for my fake student here, I got a two on it. Now remember, this two is not a traditional score where you should be like trying to average it with anything. Remember that it's just shorthand for developing, right? So in standard one, I'm developing if I see a two there. And that's just to make it shorthand for me. Okay, so don't be doing any averaging or anything with any of these numbers. Remember, a four is an expert. So my fake student here was expert at standard two, and same thing with standard five. Um, a one, remember, means novice. So there's definitely some improvement to be had there. And then a three means proficient. All right, so that's what you can expect to see when you receive this back from me. I've also placed your scores into Canvas. And so let me put that up. All right, so if I click on grades, then here's your grade book. Now, this is an opportunity for me to point out how you can organize your grade book best. Looks like the default setting for my fake student is by due date. And so what I would suggest is to um, organize it by assignment group. If you organize it by assignment group and then hit apply, then the first scores that you see when you hit the grade book are going to be your levels of mastery for the standards. Okay. So I've entered the scores that I got, standard one, two, three, four, and five. Um, and so you can see your scores here, and they should match what's on the paper. Okay. All right. Now, a couple other things to show you. If I scroll down to the standards one through five assessment information module, um, you'll now see a standards one through five assessment that says blank. This is just a copy of the assessment, and you're going to find that particularly helpful when you're going to study for taking the reassessment opportunity, or later, even later in the quarter when you're studying for the final exam. And then, of course, here's the key. So if you click on that, then you'll see my solutions to the problem. So obviously, take a look, compare my solutions to what you got. If you have any questions at all about my scoring or anything like that, please do let me know. Okay. Now, um, what constitutes a score that you should be satisfied with and a score that you might want to try to improve upon? Well, what I would say is anything that's below a three, so below proficient, so that would be a developing, which is a two, a novice, which is a one, or a not yet, which is a zero. You want to plan on reassessing on any of them that those are your scores for. Now, if you're shooting for a solid A in the class, then you should also consider reassessing on proficiency as well. So when you get threes, but definitely reassess when you have a two, a one, or a zero. And so, how does that reassessment process work? Well, let's go to our calendar. So here's the 16th, or on the 15th, we took our one through five assessment. Now, right now, you're in the midst of studying standards 6 through 11. And the standard 6 through 11 assessment is going to be on April 30th. Then, about a week later, first week of May, you'll see on May 7th, it says standards 1 through 11 reassessment. So on that day, you'll be able to come in to the test proctoring center, just like you did for this assessment, and they'll give you a packet of problems from standards 1 through 11. And any standards that you want to improve your score on, you redo. Any standards that you are happy with your score on, you can leave alone. Okay. So you don't have to reassess on all standards. You just reassess on the ones that you want to improve upon. So the way it'll look is you'll get that packet and you might leave large chunks of it blank, right? So you'll just do the parts of that assessment packet, the reassessment packet that are the ones you want to improve upon. Okay. And remember, when I have you reassess, if you score better, you get to replace your old score. So there's no averaging or anything, just you get the higher score that you got on your reassessment. So that's how that works. And so if there's some scores you're unhappy with right now, definitely don't panic. First of all, come see me during student hours if you can. And if student hours don't work, let's talk to see if there's another time we can meet and I can help you with the material that you're struggling with. But there's ample opportunity for you to get your scores up to a point where you want them. So please do reach out with any questions about the whole reassessment process, anything like that. But those are the main things I wanted to tell you about this first assessment. Again, we're going to do standard 6 through 11 regular assessment before we get to the reassessment. And the reason I do that, lump them all together in the reassessment, is because of the fact that you have to come into campus to do your assessments and reassessments. So I'm kind of lumping them together so that you don't have to take quite as many trips to the test proctoring center. All right. Well, I'll be sending you your graded assessment shortly. And so watch out for that and then let me know if you have any questions. All right. Thanks.